Alright, today we're rolling out with the M1A1 HC ClickBait, the infamous premium that everyone's talking about in War Thunder. With a mix of mobility, firepower and solid protection, this American main battle tank has earned its spot as a high tier fan favourite. But is it really worth the hype? Stick around and let's find out. First up, a bit of history about the M1A1 HC. The M1 Abrams family has been a cornerstone of US Armed Forces since the 1980s. Known for its advanced composite armour, mobility, and the powerful M256 smoothbore cannon. The HC, or Heavy Common, is a specific variant designed to incorporate additional armour protection and improved combat readiness. It features upgraded depleted uranium layers in the composite armour, making it highly resistant to kinetic and chemical energy rounds. This tank was tailored for both survivability and versatility, ensuring the M1A1 HC could excel in various combat scenarios, from open deserts to urban environments. In War Thunder, it retains these qualities, making it a strong contender at its BR. As for the clickbait specifically, it is actually based on a few real-life photo examples of M1A1 HCs, one of which infamously featured the plastic launcher on top. Next up, let's dive into how the M1A1 HC clickbait performs in War Thunder. The M1A1 HC's frontal armour is highly effective against APFSDS and heat rounds, particularly on the turret cheeks and upper glacis. However, the lower glacis and sides are more vulnerable, as is the well-known weak spot around the turret ring and mantlet area, so careful positioning is key. It also features blowout panels, which can enhance crew survivability by directing ammo rack explosions away from the tank. For manoeuvrability, the clickbait has great speed and acceleration thanks to its gas turbine engine, allowing this vehicle to get into position or out of danger quickly. It has a good top speed in both forward and reverse. As for armament, the clickbait is equipped with the M256 120mm smoothbore cannon. As with almost all high tier vehicles, this gun is fully stabilised. For ammunition from said cannon, the clickbait uses the M829A2 APFSDS. This boasts up to 629mm of armour penetration. This allows the tank to engage most heavily armoured targets with ease. It can also carry two different types of heat shells, though these are generally not as useful at higher BRs. As for additional equipment, the clickbait has all the usual top tier kit, such as a laser rangefinder for fast target ranging, a commander's override allowing the commander to fire the gun if the gunner is incapacitated, as well as basic thermal sights for the gunner with decent zoom capability. Unfortunately, there is no commander's sight on the M1A1 HC clickbait. Finally, for defensive equipment, the clickbait carries 16 smoke grenades, which is a decent enough amount to provide cover when needed. It also has the ESS engine smoke system, though this is of limited use at high tier as it is not effective against thermal sights. And finally, it carries an electro-optical countermeasure system that affects the guidance of certain ATGMs, causing them to miss. This does, however, only tend to affect some of the lower BR missiles, however it can occasionally still be useful. Let's break down a few strategies for the M1A1 HC clickbait based on map types. For open maps, use your mobility to reach advantageous positions early, exploit ridgelines to expose only your turret, leveraging the strongest armour, and finally utilise the thermals to spot targets from a long range, taking them out before they can react. For urban maps, it's best to dominate choke points or key intersections, making use of your turret armour in a hull down position to absorb incoming fire and protect your weak spot. As always, avoid exposing your sides, which can be exploited by most opponents. Now let's break down the pros and cons of the M1A1 HC clickbait. First up for the pros is its strong frontal protection. Its effective turret and upper plate armour can deflect a lot of shots. Next up would be its powerful gun, the M256, along with the M829A2 APFSDS rounds, can handle most opponents you come across at this BR. It has decent gunner's optics, along with good zoom and basic thermals. This allows for long range spotting and engagement. And finally, it has good mobility, with strong acceleration and off-road performance for a main battle tank. This allows for flanking, repositioning or escapes in sticky situations. And now for the cons. First up would be its well-known vulnerability. It has a well-known weak spot between the turret ring and mantlet. This requires careful positioning to work around. It also lacks a commander's sight. This can hold the vehicle back from spotting targets, and for firing over certain terrain without exposing much of the vehicle, which you can do in other NATO main battle tanks. Here are some tips to maximise your effectiveness with the M1A1 HC ClickBait. First would be to position smartly. Use hull down tactics to leverage your strong turret armour and gun depression. Following on from the above, keep your turret ring weak spot hidden and avoid exposing your sides in urban maps. And finally, don't overcommit. Your armour is good but not invincible. Pick your engagements carefully. So, is the M1A1 HC ClickBait worth it in 2024? As always, it's best to wait for sales, but with that in mind, for American ground RB players with existing high tier lineups, the ClickBait offers a reliable platform with a good mix of firepower, mobility and survivability, and the 11.7 American lineup does have a few options, such as the HSTBL and the ADATs for SPAA. However, if you are already at this BR, it's likely you already own other Abrams variants, like the Tech Tree M1A1 HC. The ClickBait itself doesn't bring a significant gameplay difference, other than the premium bonuses or the option for another 11.7 Abrams specifically in your lineup. For players looking to jump into the US Tech Tree with a premium vehicle that can grind the full tree, the M1A1 HC ClickBait is a solid premium choice. Its premium bonuses make it an excellent grinder for the American Tech Tree, and its balanced performance ensures it remains competitive in high tier matches. However, you may want to also consider the M1KVT, which sits at a lower BR, and as such would not have to face top tier vehicles. And for players simply looking for a premium vehicle that offers a unique playstyle, the ClickBait is not the vehicle to choose. As mentioned, it is more or less identical gameplay wise to the Tech Tree Abrams variants. And that wraps up our look at the M1A1 HC ClickBait in War Thunder in 2024. Are you planning to grab this tank if it goes on sale, or do you already own it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button for more War Thunder content. Thanks for watching.